yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have a great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously? Like, thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. I am Kevin, and I am joined by the man. Also having to record from remotely. This is our second time now. Just a few months. Austin.
Yeah, I'm not in my normal location. I'm not even using my normal mic, but we'll figure it out to keep the streak alive now that it is June 1st. Kevin, we've done a good job through the first 5 months of the year. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I agree with that. And now to go into a little bit more somber news. The news of Acuña tearing his ACL. I believe, is this the same one he tore, or is this the other knee?
No, it's his other leg. So this is the opposite leg that he had torn back in 2021. And this is kind of why I wanted to do this video, Kevin. So I was talking with a friend of ours that is a Braves fan. You know who you are if you're listening. But if you remember, Kevin, the last time Acuña tore his ACL, they ended up winning the title. They ended up winning the World Series, and in doing so, it means that Acuña doesn't have a title to his name because he wasn't on the World Series roster, the playoff roster, because of all that stuff. I'm sure the team gave him a ring, but when you look in the MLB record books, it doesn't have a title next to him. Kevin, I'm going to ask you this question. If the Braves, who are still a really good team, they still have a lot of good outfielders that can fill in a position, no one to Acuña's level, but still a lot of good players. If they end up winning a title again this year, does this or should this tarnish Acuña's legacy at all? He has an MVP that he won last year, but he struggled in the playoffs in 2022 and 2023. But the whole team struggled, as the Braves fan mentioned to me. But does it matter that he hasn't performed well in the playoffs, and then when he's hurt, the team continues to do well if they do end up winning a title this year?
That's a good question, and we'll have to see. I would say it doesn't tarnish his legacy, but like I'm not gonna say, oh, it would be something to me where you could start questioning his impact on the team, given how if they were to win a World Series, or if they were just to make a World Series appearance, to me that would go, how does he really impact this team? Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. It doesn't tarnish, but I do think it would have to be mentioned. It would have to be something that when we look back on his career, a potential Hall of Fame case with all MVPs that we do, every MVP I think is considered for it. But that is something that you have to. It's part of his legacy. I think it diminishes maybe his most valuable player a little bit, because if the team goes on and wins a title without him playing, was he truly the most valuable player? I think a question that should be brought up. But he's still an amazing talent, amazing player, and this definitely hurts the Braves moving forward. We can kind of move on. Is it realistic for him to be an MVP caliber player going forward after tearing an ACL for this second time in the last 3 years? So I guess, okay, technically 4 years, because 2021, you count that into the 2024. But he's had 2 healthy years and 2 injured years. Is it reasonable to expect him to be an MVP caliber player when he comes back, or should we expect something less?
I think it's reasonable. I'm hopeful with this because he is only 26. He'd be 27 around when he comes back. I think he can really continue that play given his age. Now, if he's 35, then I think that injury would have more of an impact on him. But you never know. It's impossible
I think
to tell with
it's
injury.
definitely easier to come back from one, but two, one in each knee. You don't really have a strong knee now. You don't really have a knee that you can kind of brace against avoid injury in the other one. I do think this one hurts a lot worse than the first one. The first one, there's players that tear their ACL and then come back and are great, but tearing two, now we're getting into the how does this affect his mobility? How does this affect how he will run the bases? He was big into stealing bases and being a great player, but it's going to be tough for him going forward if we don't know. I I I, I don't want to say a player is injury prone, but it definitely is getting to that point.
Yes, I would agree. It's cause for concern, and it hurts baseball really because he was such an exciting player. Last year, we did debate him winning MVP, but it was such an impressive season for him, and he's done that. So I'm wondering what his impact will be on the Braves, and this, of course, will affect his legacy if he doesn't win a championship. But there's plenty of time. It's just it would have been exciting seeing how he followed up his season. He currently it looks like he had a 250 batting average, but he had 15 RBIs, 16 stolen bases. It would have been exciting to see how he followed it up. However, there's nothing that can really we can't know that now. We'll just have to wait another year.
Yeah, and this sucks for a Braves team that looked to be very good, and still they have other outfitters, they have other players. This is still going to be a great team, but a lot of question marks around this team because how do you? I mean, they lost Strider for the year, and
Yes.
now they've lost Acuna. These are big injuries, but they are still a great team. They're still likely to make the playoffs. We'll end up seeing if that is the case. Uh, we'll see. I'm sad for Acuna because I hate when star players get hurt, especially somebody like Acuna who's already dealt with an injury before. It's tough. I know it's going to be a long road back, but hopefully he comes back healthy and can come back to the player he used to be.
Yeah, that's a great point. And yeah, it's really sad that it happened. And hopefully he gets better. And we'll just have to see what the Braves do because they did make some key trades. So this could just be another what does their GM do? And that's a storyline we'll keep you updated with. That's all really I have. I'll toss it over to you to close it out.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Please let us know what you think about this Acuna injury. Will he be able to come back as an MVP level? And do the Braves still have a shot to win a title this year?